G'day everyone and welcome to the podcast. This week we are doing The Fanatic. It is a John Travolta movie. Ethan, I love John Travolta. He is from Grease fame and Pulp Fiction and one of my favorite films of all time.
That dancing one, Hairspray.
Hairspray, exactly. No, it is Battlefield Earth. Sadly, we are doing The Fanatic this week. We're not doing Battlefield Earth.
Face Off.
Huh?
Thought you were going to say Face
Holy
Off,
shit,
actually.
Face Off! That's a fucking sick movie,
That is
man.
probably the best movie.
You know, I've seen people asking me to do Face Off and all those. I just don't even think they're bad.
I'd like to talk about it.
They're schlock,
It's
yeah?
fantastic.
They're schlock.
I think it transcends that.
Okay.
So if you do love John Travolta,
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing you felt really sad watching this film, because I know I did.
Yeah.
This is a sad film, and not because it's a sad film, but because you just see all these dead careers.
I didn't realize that people don't love John Travolta like me. I love John Travolta. I think he's hilarious.
He's not like Nick Cage, where he's like got a crazy following.
Yeah, he is.
I think he's just not that out there.
I always see not only that, but he always seems to go into these things with passion and love and expectation of something amazing.
He tries, but he's not really a very good actor.
He's not. And it fails. They always fail.
When they don't compensate for that.
Well, 2019 was a fucking horrible year for him. He did Gotti.
I haven't seen that.
And he also did The Fanatic, and I'm sure he did something else that was just trash.
I looked up The Fanatic briefly, and things popped out like career low, bottom
That's
of
not
the
what
barrel.
You want to see. That's not what you want to see.
Rock bottom. And I have to agree with all of them. This is probably the worst movie I've seen him in. And it was just hard. It wasn't even funny. It was cringy, basically. It was hard to watch. It was sad.
So, The Fanatic, it's a movie about a guy who is slow. He's mentally...
I think he's meant to be autistic.
Okay, so he's
Some
autistic?
sort of autism.
Okay.
He's on the spectrum.
Yeah. So he's... Chest getting stuck. He's... Whatever. And the thing is, it's a thriller, drama. It's a serious movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Although I have seen it labeled as a dark comedy.
Yeah.
Which it's closer to a dark comedy than an actual thriller or anything.
Yeah. I want to get through what this film was meant to be first before I get to what I think would have been better. But yeah, it's meant to be a serious film about him he's obsessed with movie stars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he's obsessed with this guy.
Hunter Dunbar.
Thank you, because the name went out of my head. And
really?
Hunter...
It gets repeated so often.
Dude, I don't know. I was thinking...
The opening quote at the title crawl is a Hunter Dunbar quote that he says later in the film.
Dude,
It's not even a quote by him. It's something he says to Moose.
No, I think it is...
when he's trying to escape.
I think it's one of his quote things.
Oh, okay, from his crappy book?
Yeah. Because what I was gonna do, I thought
he's not a big star in this fictional world. He's like a
no. What is he? Are you sure?
Celebrity. Oh,
because his place was good. That's what confused me too. I thought he was like a B grade
acting, but I don't think he's a big actor.
I thought he was
he was doing a signing and there were like 20 people there, maybe.
No, but I thought but he's still getting people. He's not washed up. I felt he was like a B grade.
No, he's not washed up. He's just not a big star.
I think he was more of a Steven Seagal level.
No,
yes.
No, he's above that.
No,
he's still young. He isn't obese.
No, but that's he's a B grade action star. He's Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal isn't a B grade action star anymore.
What?
He hasn't been for a while, Jared.
No, he's not Steven Seagal now.
Oh, when he was at his peak. Okay, we're getting way off topic. So
that's
he's
the sort of person he's meant to be.
A semi-successsul actor.
He's a Steven Seagal.
Okay. I don't know where you're getting Steven Seagal from.
Because he's an action guy in B-grade movies.
Okay.
We could...
Whatever. I don't know enough about actual movie stars to compare him to anyone in real life.
We have a movie podcast.
But go on. Yeah,
we have a movie fucking podcast.
I don't watch TMZ.
Yeah, okay. I'm not... Yeah, alright. Whatever. So... This guy's a mildly successful actor, or has been. It's a little bit unclear.
No, still okay. We're getting way too into something that isn't important.
So for some reason, of course, Moose is John Travolta's character.
Yeah.
And he is obsessed with the guy, I think.
His portrayal of a mentally disabled person, and I'm saying this as someone who isn't that PC, was a little offensive.
A little?
Almost. So when I went into this movie, I was expecting, in Tropic Thunder,
Simple Jack.
Ben Stiller does this thing about Simple Jack, and it's
Uh-huh.
about how Hollywood views retarded people as like, oh, they're super charming and they're not all as bad as that. It's like this is like almost the opposite,
It
where
is,
it's
yeah.
like people in the film act sort of treat him nicely, but he's evil, and it's possibly his disability that makes him dangerous.
You know, that's where I think they never went further enough with anything in this film for me.
It almost felt like, oh, mentally handicapped people, you never know when they're going to snap and strangle somebody.
Exactly, because that's just mentally handicapped people, apparently.
Yeah.
The dumb thing is that they don't go further enough with any of that. So it's not like entertaining, like, oh, he is just an evil guy who's like pretending or like using his handicap thing.
And it's like
it's just kind of it's
obvious
awkward
that it's someone pretending to be handicapped, if that makes sense.
But that's the thing, he's trying to give a real portrayal, but at the same time, what's happening is not real. It's not real. It's not realistic.
Ridiculous. Because you're watching it, it's like there's a part where he accidentally kills somebody.
But
he accidentally kills his maid.
Yeah, but it's completely by accident.
Freaking out or running away or anything, he just goes. He realizes he's killed her and just goes, "Oh, I don't care."
Does that make sense? What I'm trying to say is
and then just walks off and does some other stuff.
If he was just like a bit more evil, like if he was like intentionally evil, right? It might, in one sense, people would be like, "Wow, you're making him out just because he's disabled. He's like evil."
It would have been better if he was just a weirdo.
Yeah, but it's like it would have made. Oh, yeah, that's a huge point. But it's like it would have made a more entertaining film to watch someone who's like evil sort of
like
thing.
A Nightcrawler-esque sort of character.
So
who's not normal, sure, but it's not.
That's
weird.
I like the fact we're already getting to all our references that I wanted to bring up. So it's like Tropic Thunder was an obvious one. Tropic Thunder, because Tropic Thunder explains that so well. Like, it really does with Simple Jack and all that. That's what this movie did.
Yeah, but I think this movie would have benefited from watching that more and understand that they're meant to be charming or have some sort of redeeming feature, not horrible.
And the thing why I felt with him was everything just felt awkward. And I mean,
cringy.
Because it's a guy, like, they're trying to he is actually trying to act like he has whatever it is, right?
But
that's what makes it awkward.
I don't know if he's like ever seen.
No,
I don't know.
I feel like
it doesn't come off as very natural.
I think the problem is
like he talks to himself all the time.
Yeah,
and he's like he's running through all these different like, oh, this is my favorite movie. This is my favorite movie. And he's doing all these hand gestures and he's got tics and he's bouncing up and down. And you're like, what is he trying to do?
I just think the problem is it's not that bad. It's kind of just really awkward that he's doing that. But then they put him in these dumb situations, which kind of make it bad.
Yeah, but he puts himself in those situations.
You gotta play this character really carefully. You gotta know exactly what you're going for. Funny, dangerous, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It didn't work. Well, it just felt the whole movie to me, almost the whole movie, except for when he is deciding to be stupid and evil. The whole movie is like awkward. It just feels awkward to watch.
Yeah.
The movie's shot so boring. My goodness. Go artsy. This movie is the most like, oh, we're artsy, but we don't know what artsy means. Because they cut to like they'll use the classical music and then hand drawn pictures, right, to like depict scenes. But it's like that's all they did for artsy. And then sorry, they near the end they have one shot where they like sort of change the color so you can only see one tone. And it's like that's artsy, but it really feels like they're like, it's an artsy film about a disabled guy who actually starts killing people and shit, and you're like, ooh, it's kind of interesting. But then they never go artsy. They don't know what artsy is. Okay. Go over the fucking top.
I don't know what artsy means.
I wanted them to like zoom in to like his face. I like really show like, oh, this is like a demented, fucked up scene or something. But every shot is always the most boring fucking shots, man. Okay. It's always like him in the center, him just being like, it's just that's it, and it's not like flat on purpose. It's not like a big, wide, flat shot on like, I do not know, by the way, cinematography. But from a viewer's standpoint, my personal viewing standpoint, I just thought it was boring as fuck. They could have really...
Well, a large part of this...
but you know what I mean? Go art student on it.
Kind of boring.
Do you know what I mean? Go art student on it.
Yeah.
Go full on like art student on it, and it would have been more interesting to watch. But every shot was boring as fuck. It was boring. That's the problem. You just get John Travolta coming in.
I did enjoy the bit at the end where Hunter Dunbar stabs the guy in the eye.
Yeah.
The ending was so confusing. I'm still not entirely sure.
Can we get to the ending?
What we were meant to think of the ending?
Fuck the ending.
So,
basically,
Moose stalks this Hunter Dunbar guy, eventually breaks into his house, ties him up to a bed, and I don't know what it was. He kept coming out and doing like
he did movie scenes
with him.
Yeah.
Like horror movie scenes because he was obsessed with horror movies. And he starts talking about how the guy doesn't have any ice cream and he wants to do horror movies. It's all kinds of weird, crazy. Hunter Dunbar seduces him into being best friends.
Yeah.
And then proceeds to like beat the shit out of him.
That was good.
That was pretty good.
The only good, there's like a good like 10 minutes with this film.
You know what was with the movie especially the narrator keeps making out Moose to be like this sympathetic character.
I'm sorry, I forgot about her.
And Dunbar is just another celebutard. But Dunbar,
he's just a guy.
Breaks out, shoots him, beats the crap out of him, sure, and then just sort of lets him go.
Yeah.
Like he's not that.
He's not evil.
He's not trying to kill him or anything. He just wants to not die.
I had some problems with Dunbar's character, but like I felt like he didn't know that Moose wasn't totally.
I think he was afraid
normal.
That this guy kept following him and his son around.
I get that, but it was really weird. Every other character in the film kind of knows that there's like Moose isn't.
But he only interacts with like 3 other people.
It's
and
but
one
they
of
all
them
know.
Weirdly,
They all know.
One of them weirdly coddles him. The narrator.
True.
One of them tries to take advantage of him, and who's the other one? The shop guy just pities him.
Yeah,
Which
it's weird.
Also, I don't think he ever pays for that vest.
No, he never pays for the vest. The movie also starts with 2 intros. Remember?
Did it? I've already blanked it out.
So it starts off, and it's the narrator character, who's the girl who is his friend.
She's a paparazzi, but at the same time, she goes on about how much she hates the celebutards and stuff.
I hated her.
Oh, she's worse.
We had a nice theory about her
the whole way through, and talking about how she pities Moose and how she wants to look after him, how he's really not that bad. And then it's like, oh, right at the end, when Moose is like tied the guy up and is torturing him, basically. Even her narration then is like, oh, I understand why he was so afraid. I felt so bad for him. For Moose.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
No, didn't she say for Dunbar at that point? I think it's
everything
like
she said
I don't know. She is the narrator, and she's also barely in the film. She's a paparazzi person who just uses Moose, really. And we did have a funny idea. Well, I wrote it down.
Does she use Moose?
I don't know.
I didn't get their relationship.
I don't know. I liked our idea though that it should be more like a Nightcrawler thing, but from her point of view,
where she's using this mentally handicapped
like
guy.
at the start. But maybe not exactly Nightcrawler. But at the start, yeah, she's like friends with him because she grew up, or he is her neighbor, right? But then what happens is like she starts making him do things which like gets more dangerous for him, and eventually like she gets him like killed just for a shot. Like that would be a far more entertaining movie, yeah. Like how someone can manipulate someone else.
She was taking photos of Hunter Dunbar as he stabbed him in the eye.
Fuck yes, fuck yes, 100%. That would be cool.
It doesn't, because it's just about Moose being weird. That's why I think people.
Man, how much better would that movie be?
Movie makers were really banking on the fact people wanted to see John Travolta running around with moose antlers, going, "The moose is loose."
So the movies that I like, we brought them up. Nightcrawler, great movie. That's one where it's like the guy's a sociopath.
Dark thriller.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because you can make a dark thriller with someone who has a mental, I don't know what to call it.
Who's not normal.
Yeah.
Definitely not normal.
I don't know what the right words is to use for that.
I don't know.
Anyway, for someone who thinks differently, you can make a dark thriller with it, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, Nightcrawler, something like that. We just explained that one. That'd be really sweet. The other thing that straight away, I was like, this is awkward. It's not funny. But I've seen this done before, and recently, because I watched all of them recently.
Yeah.
Now, you wouldn't give him autism like they did in this movie, because you don't want to make a comedy out of that.
Right.
But you can have him be kind of silly, goofy, and dumb. almost like, oh, I don't know,
Cable Guy, that other movie about stalking.
Wayne. Not even Cable. Sorry, I want to keep Cable Guy, but like Wayne's World, Dumb and Dumber, Bill and Ted, right? You know where
that kind of goofy guy.
You know where they're kind of dumb, they're goofy, and then they go like, how much more entertaining would be any of those characters? And they're obsessed with an actor, and they're trying to like get the actor's autograph.
Take him hostage and don't know what to do with him or something.
Yes, 100%.
Pretty sure that's been done.
That's a comedy. That's funny. That's why when I was watching this, I was like, none of this is funny. It's just awkward, and because it's not meant to be funny.
So this is like a bad version of Cable Guy.
And then it came up in the movie because it was so funny though. Earlier on, I'm like, Jim Carrey, but I can't remember the role. And then there's literally a scene where it shows why Moose loves movies and stuff.
Yes.
And
he was raised in front of a TV with a neglectful mother and no father.
Who's having sex with like random strangers, and it's in black and white. I think
he's not watching the exact same show, but it's basically the same.
But did they do it in black and white in Cable Guy? So. Okay. Oh wow, that was so close though. Yeah. But yeah, it's Cable Guy. This movie is someone's serious attempt at making Cable Guy, and it's shit.
Yeah.
Because Cable Guy is funny as fuck, and it's great. And then you've got this, which is just awkward, shitty scenes with all the comedy removed.
I know it sounds cool when you say, oh, Hunter Dunbar stabs him in the eye and all that. The fight lasts for about 5 minutes, and it's the last 5 minutes of the film.
Oh my goodness.
Most of the film is John Travolta standing in front of a mirror, talking to himself.
This movie
he plans out every meeting he has with Dunbar by going like, "Oh, I love this movie. Oh, we should get ice cream. We're best friends now, Hunt Dunbar."
This movie goes for 90 minutes.
Yeah,
90 minutes, and I thought that, like, that's one of the reasons I picked it. I was like, "Oh, 90 minutes. How bad can it be?" I always forget that. Yeah, if it's boring, it feels a lot longer.
Yeah,
and it felt longer to me.
I don't know.
It wasn't terrible.
This movie just felt like we should be watching it from like Hunter Dunbar's perspective. It's like, oh, here's this actor going through a divorce, and all of a sudden this weird guy's standing around his home, and suddenly his maid disappears. Do they never find the body? Oh no,
oh my goodness.
The gardener finds. Okay, so it ends, right?
All right. Actually, the other film too that I really felt this movie, like, I was like, yeah, this other film did way better, is The Joker.
Yeah,
it's like that guy. That's all about like mental issues and that stuff. And actually, it's a lot alike because he's obsessed with Bruce Wayne. And
is Bruce Wayne a character in the Joker movie?
You haven't seen the movie.
I haven't seen the movie. No,
yeah, he is.
Okay.
He's obsessed with the dad.
Right.
Whatever Wayne, right? For his reasons. So actually, it's a fair bit like it, but good. I'll say the Joker's good, while this movie is shit. And that's the thing too. It's like they can have something about mental illness and have someone being different and everything, but it's not awkward and degrading to watch. I mean, there are some awkward scenes in it, but you're not degrading. And he still does evil shit. Okay? That's where I mean by someone cannot be...
That's the thing, is like, Moose in this is doing pretty fucked up stuff, but I think we're meant to feel sorry for him the whole time.
Right, and you don't.
And you don't at all. Because he seems to be able to do... It doesn't seem like he's not aware of what he's doing. He just doesn't care.
You know, I think it's a really hard one when you're trying to make an evil character and they're evil because they've had a mental thing and they can't see the world in the same way, and then they get thrown into situation like with the Joker. He like breaks.
Yeah,
things keep happening, and like he's already not totally there, and that's why it's like, oh, it's not his fault completely. Well, in this film,
there's a lot that happens to Moose,
like, I don't want to explain the Joker
before he goes to the house. But in one way, you could describe the house as the movie as like nothing happening. Then finally, in the last 10 minutes, Moose breaks in and ties him up.
I'm just realizing that the parallels between the Joker in this film are incredibly close. It's even about like the city is corrupt, and that's why it will slowly degrade you. Right? This film though isn't very good at it. It will literally tell you at the start, the city is corrupt and will degrade you. Well, it's like, no, you just don't get that, and that's why you can get this working. The Joker is a prime example.
Yeah.
The Fanatic is shit.
Let's talk about the Fanatic, Jared.
Yeah.
I get why you're talking about other things.
I needed to make it.
It's kind of boring.
No, dude, I need to make the comparison because it's like exactly
living, working as a bobby on the boardwalk.
Hello.
Which is a little funny for like, again, a minute, but it goes on for like 5 minutes. There's this other act there, and I never hear it get mentioned, but he's got these two bullies on the boardwalk who are constantly bullying him.
Yeah.
And they're like, I honestly think they're the other mentally handicapped people in the film.
I think they're meant to be the ones who...
They're meant to be like weird, jacked up drug addicts or something.
Yeah.
Who are constantly like robbing the crowd. His act is just to pretend to drive a nail through his head. It looked like the most pathetic like joke ever. But for some reason, everyone's crowded around throwing not like dollars bills, but did you see how thick the wads were?
No, that's the guy stealing from him.
No. Even when they're throwing it into the bucket, there's big meaty thunks as these wads of bills gets thrown in. There's a lot of funny little bits, but
there's a lot about how shitty LA is, but she lives in LA.
I think the bully has like more lines than anyone because he confronts Moose like 3 or 4 times throughout the film, like, and just goes on and on about how he's like doing magic to confuse they're not people, they're tourists, man. We're gonna take all their money. Yeah, I need money for a fix, man. You can help me steal people. Just gotta rob their pockets, man.
He was a pointless thing.
And he takes up like 20 minutes.
He wasn't even...
Him and his weird friend, they assault him in a bathroom, and I was like, are they gonna rape Moose?
I think it's...
I thought they were gonna rape Moose for a bit.
He's meant to be one of those ones where it's like he kind of pushes Moose over, sort of thing. Like
yeah,
he pushes him to being dangerous.
Like a gentle giant almost, but he always seems like he's on the edge of hitting someone.
You're right. That's the problem. You don't get that feeling.
I think that was meant to be the build up for like, oh, Moose is like dangerous because he starts strangling the bully at one point.
Yeah.
But
you already know Moose is dangerous.
Yeah, Moose never comes across as a normal person or like safe to be around.
No, but you don't ever feel sympathetic for Moose. I think that's the biggest problem. I never felt sympathetic. I just felt like these are awkward situations.
I thought Moose needed to be in prison or something.
I feel like the girl should be in prison too.
For like enabling him.
I don't
Moose,
get why.
I know you're dangerously like in love with this guy and constantly going on about how you're going to find him. Here's his house.
You know what? Even if
I'm going to sneak you into the party so you can like low-key assault 2 women.
100%, dude. Even if it wasn't from her point of view,
yeah,
just having it that she puts him in there so that he would fuck up and get shots would make this movie be like, oh, that's pretty good.
Because early on, that's what she does. She helps him get into a party that Hunter Dunbar was meant to have been to, and he basically goes around just yelling at people until like a guard throws him out.
Right. But that's what I'm saying is like, if she was using him almost like the way Spider-Man takes his own shots in the Spider-Man movies, right?
Yeah.
And he's her Spider-Man, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would make this movie far more entertaining because then he would be being used, and it's you would feel
would make
something.
Him sympathetic.
You would 100%.
Yeah.
This is without even changing your point of view to hers. This is just like, oh, he's constantly being used by this bitch, and she's like putting him in dangerous situations and trying to get him hurt. And in the end, she's like, yeah, Hunter Dunbar, he hates you. You should go there.
Get their relationship.
Go back to his house. Whatever. Take this rope.
Yeah.
You know? That would be entertaining.
Yeah. So Moose finds out where Hunter Dunbar lives, goes to his house a couple of times. The first time, he leaves a note. The second time, he accidentally kills the Hunter Dunbar's maid, who maybe they were having an affair.
Right. So this was so dumb.
Because Hunter Dunbar's having a divorce, which is why his kid's not always there, I think.
Yeah. And so of course he kills the maid.
There's this weird bit where Moose is like in the house while the kid and Hunter are there, and he's like, it felt like he was meant to be like the monster in a monster movie. You know, one of those, oh, there's a guy living in the house, but they don't know it sort of things. Because he's like moving things around when they're not looking, constantly like jumping in and out of the background of shots. And then Hunter Dunbar, luckily for Moose, drugs himself at night.
Yeah.
Pretty heavily.
I was wondering how he was going to do it.
And he starts like sticking his finger in his mouth and stuff. He does this. He's got this tick where he touches their ears and then like sniffs the finger and stuff. He keeps doing that to him. And of course, he posts on social media him like kissing him and stuff.
Yeah.
Like he's smart enough to like manage his social media account and realize that he shouldn't be there.
I think we should look for logic there.
I don't know.
We shouldn't look for logic there. We'll just get disappointed.
Now, this isn't even when he ties him up. This is just the first time he breaks into the house.
Well, keep in mind, by the way,
second time, actually.
The maid's dead.
At this point, the maid is a dead body on the ground.
Right. Outside.
Yeah.
And then the next day he comes back.
Next day he comes back, but now is this after he's gotten pissed off for some reason because he realizes he's an actor and he doesn't want to be his friend? Yes, because he confronted him.
He confronted him on the way home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Hunter Dunbar sees him on the way home, and that's when
he's obviously very angry, but I always thought he was pretty restrained, really.
Hunter Dunbar?
He threatens to beat him up if he sees him again, but this is like the 4th time he's been around the guy's kid.
I think that's the thing. You can sympathize with Hunter Dunbar more.
Right? I feel bad for him.
I didn't feel any grievance against him.
And he's meant to be like a douchebag character, but I just felt bad for him.
I felt bad for him too.
So yeah, Moose breaks in to get his revenge, ties him up.
Of course. And then
does a load of
dumb
weird
scenes.
Acting scenes where he's acting, but acting disabled. So it's all weird. Hunter Dunbar beats him up and escapes. And then we get this weird ending,
man.
right?
I hate this ending with a passion.
Because Hunter lets him go.
Yeah.
He's covered in blood, his own and some of Moose's.
Moose's blood, right.
And I wasn't sure what happened exactly. So Moose runs off, he's walking through the city, and finally people on the street come up and like say how great his costume is now.
They fucked this ending up so hard.
Now he's got like blood coming out all over the place.
Easiest ending.
Then the gardener turns up.
Oh wait, can we?
So at this point, the body's been in the backyard for 2 days.
Should we follow
plain view?
Because technically, I'm talking about like the endings for both of them.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to do first, Moose or Hunter Dunbar?
Well, it happens at the same time.
Yeah, I know, but it's
okay. Do Moose.
Okay, Moose. All right. This is what annoyed me because I want to talk about this. Pissed me off so much.
Yeah.
It's such an easy thing that Moose lives in LA. The whole thing with LA is everyone there's fake. It's all about celebrities and all that, but everyone's fake because it's all acting, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And at the start, Moose wants to be famous and everything, but as a Bobby, he's never famous, right?
Because his Bobby act is crap.
It's a crap act. No one cares. And then, of course, he finds out Hunter Dunbar is an actor and he's just acting the entire time. He gets mad, goes, hurts Hunter Dunbar, leaves, and he's got half his hand is destroyed, like it's gone.
His eyes popped out.
His eyes popped out. But as he walks down the disgusting streets of LA, people come up and they're like, what an amazing act. And like, oh, do you get it? It's the revelation. Now he's actually famous in his head, like, because people now want to take pictures with him. Now they want to pay because now he's famous.
Of course, it's not everyone. It's just 2 drunk tourists.
I know. But like, do you get what I mean? If they had stopped there with him too, it would make it like, oh, I get it. Like he starts off trying to be, then realizes like he's not, blah blah.
But instead,
now in the end,
the paparazzi girl turns up, puts him in the car, and is like, "Oh, don't worry, he'll be all right." I'm like, he's murdered someone.
But wouldn't it have been better to like leave with like a crowd of people, like a crowd of people around him, like all taking photos?
Yeah,
like because that's LA. You either are famous or die famous, right? But they don't do that. That's why I felt like it was with the 2 drunk people. I was like, oh, I get it. Now he's famous.
Yeah.
But then they go to the paparazzi chick comes by and it's like, oh, he went to hospital and he's fine now.
Yeah.
Oh, but they end with him screaming out, was it, I'm not retarded?
I'm not a stalker.
I'm not a stalker, sorry.
It's like, yeah, clearly he's a stalker. But as for Hunter Dunbar,
but they had like a decent-ish dumb meaning ending.
But as for Hunter Dunbar, I think we're meant to think he was arrested for murdering the maid.
I hate
this. Okay, so the maid's been out in the yard for a couple of days. The gardener turns up with the police and is like looking at him all, and they're all like looking at him all stern, like, "Oh, we're gonna arrest you," but he's still lying there in a puddle of blood, not his own and not the maid's.
Right.
At what point do they go, "Oh yeah, we should track down that guy who has photos of himself on social media making out with you while you're asleep"?
We have 5 fingers here lying on the floor. And let's have a look. Dunbar, you have 10. How many does the maid have?
And
10.
You were tied to the bed, and the maid's been dead for days.
Yeah.
And you warned the gardener that someone, and like multiple people, that someone weird was hanging out around your house.
Multiple people have seen this guy.
Yeah.
The social media pictures.
He's posted pictures of you breaking into your house, touching you while you're asleep.
But we're meant to think.
I don't know
Hunter
what we're meant
Dunbar
to think.
goes to prison for killing the maid.
I think the narration says, "Oh, he'll be all right." I just feel worried about Dora, who's the maid. The celebrity, does the paparazzi chick, is she like,
what?
Does she not know what's happening while she's narrating? Is she like what is it? A narrator you can't trust?
I don't know what the implicit standby. I don't
like she doesn't actually know what's happening, but she's still narrating the story.
know.
Because
Yeah, that's what it sounds
she
like.
says she's worried about Dora, and I'm like, Dora's been dead for days. What's
Yeah.
happening?
Dora's dead. Well, I think I had the impression that we're meant to expect that he now goes to prison for killing Dora.
Even though it's clear he didn't.
There's 5 fucking fingers on the right. They don't fit into Dora's fingers.
Well, you know.
These cops, like, I admit, when you first open the door and there's already been one dead body, you'd be like, oh, put him in the car.
Yeah,
like,
that's a little suspicious.
Right? But straight away, you'd be like, lots of blood. Dora's got absolutely no cuts. Right? So straight away, you'd be like, oh, maybe there's another dead body, right? But then you'd listen to his story, start doing the blood analysis. Also, you could track him down incredibly easy, but because he'll just go to that signing where the dude was like, yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah.
This is just dumb. It's just a dumb ending. It's like, no, they find Moose, don't they?
Movie. Story was bad. The acting was just awful.
I just get so annoyed that they fucked up Moose's ending.
I honestly, after
how did they fuck up their own ending?
I didn't think it was funny bad. I just found it kind of sad.
But how do you fuck up your own ending with Moose?
Pretty
it really
easily,
should have just been him ending with a crowd of people taking photos. Fucking hell. This movie, man. It's not good.
It's sad.
It's not a good movie. Shitty.
If you want to see the bits where he's like running around going, the moose is loose,
Can I disagree with you on a point, though?
I'd say just watch like clips from the movie rather than the whole thing.
I don't think Travolta's that bad in it. Like, I don't think his acting's that bad in it. I just think that the whole story makes it really kind of, not despicable, but it's kind of a bit gross. You know, it's not, you kind of do like, oh, this shouldn't have been done like this. This is a bit awkward. Because it's making, you feel like it's just making fun.
I don't know what it was trying to do.
I really feel like...
Was it a serious film or was it a dark comedy?
They weren't artsy enough.
What is it with you and artsy
Because
today?
it was so easy. They cut to these shots of like drawings.
Oh yeah,
and
there's
that's
like
it.
Little cartoons
That is
throughout
it.
the film.
That's like the artsiest they go. Dramatic music and draw. Dude, go overboard.
Was that meant to be drawings he was making or drawings like of them?
Like, why not have like, you know, with Moose should have like Facebook Lived him like fucking torturing Hunter Dunbar. That's why he becomes a celebrity in the end. Because he's like walking away with like bloody hands and shit. But Facebook Live is on and everyone's like, oh my God, you're the dude. You fucked up Hunter Dunbar, man.
You keep saying what this movie should have been.
Yeah,
what
because
it is boring.
I just keep thinking of the Joker.
Okay. Do you just want to watch the Joker?
That doesn't even happen in the Joker. It's a good film. You should probably watch it.
Okay.
It's such good.
All right.
You know what? Better than Parasite. I couldn't even understand the people in Parasite. They're speaking Korean.
Well, that's your fault for never learning.
Oh,
okay.
God. Parasite. Boo!
But yeah,
I can't do that anymore. I'm sorry. That was a joke, by the way. I really love Parasite.
So I think we're finished talking about The Moose is Loose.
Yeah, The Moose is Loose, John Travolta. There are a lot of other films of his that I would really enjoy doing.
Watch Face Off.
Face Off.
Battlefield Earth.
Face Off.
Any of those better movies.
Battlefield Earth is so good it's bad. Face Off is a great movie.
Yeah.
Okay, I know it's trash, but it's a great movie.
It's not trash,
is
it's
it
fantastic.
So bad it's good? I don't know. What do you call that type? It's schlocky.
Great.
Can't remember what it's called. Yeah, that's it. It's great.
Unlike the movie we watched.
Yeah.
Which I've forgotten the name of already.
So that's the movie, everyone. If you liked it, please share this around because that's the best way for us to share around a podcast. And, you know, we'll be doing a lot more of these movies in the future. Thanks for listening to The End of the Reel. If you know anyone else who is a fan of good, bad movies, share this podcast around to them. Sharing is the best way to help promote our podcast.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye-bye.